So sorry, the video on demand thing works for you? That one worked? That downloader?
Yeah, I appreciate you. Yeah,
And the new credentials?
I didn't know about. I didn't know the credentials were an issue. I was like, let me just uninstall and reinstall before I bother you about it. And I was like, the page was gone. I was like, what? I was like, oh god, I made it worse. I should have just waited.
It's like if you had it, it was good because I haven't had to do anything on those. I just updated the credentials. But then I was like, Russell's never used it. Every time I bring it up, he's like, what are you talking about? I sent it to you before, so I'm glad it works. Works for me too. But I was tinkering around with I'll shoot you another one if you want to mess with it. I was tinkering around with another one, and it seems to be like an ad supported version, but I only had one ad for like 10 seconds. So if you just want to mess with one, this one doesn't seem to have a subscription associated with it, so
I can get behind that versus, I mean, I've used Hulu before, and Hulu has like ads every 5 seconds. So.
Yeah.
It's always the same 3 ads over and over and over again.
Like, you get tired.
Yep.
Like, damn. Like, I'm glad we went. We circle all like you said, Rich. We all circle back right back to cable. I was like, here we go.
Or I'm buying DVDs. I'm buying box sets of 24. I got the first 3 seasons of Lost. I've never seen Lost. I'm like, here we go. Let's do this.
Lost is on my bucket list. I haven't seen that one either.
I got the DVDs.
I almost fell down a rabbit hole of the dude that literally ripped his physical media and is like making his own media server and shit.
Oh, Plex server?
Is this where we're heading?
It might be the move because, I mean, as Richard has mentioned before, there's those Warner Brothers discs from those 5 years that have DVD rot. So some of these ones are magically popping
up. Brand, is it the account that I was also looking at where the guy calls his thing Jack the Ripper and he loads up things onto that server? It's called Jack the Ripper. I guess not. maybe it was. I saw that he's got like a NAS loaded up and he's got 2 Blu-ray disc drives and then one of them in the middle is called Jack the Ripper and he starts going to town on this thing. He's got a Plex server. But he's got it somehow where the ISO will like cross-check for a better version. So he rips his legitimate copy. Really? It's probably the best case scenario, right? He rips his legitimate copy, which we all have, but this is like actually legit. Yeah. And it bounces off of some sort of service and it pulls down a better version if it's better than his. So I don't know exactly how that works, but that shit. And it's a label maker printer and it's just on one of the disk drives where the slot comes out and it says Jack the Ripper. I'm like, fuck yeah. Oh, it's good shit.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
If I could find that one again, I'll send it to y'all. Because I saw that, I was like, holy shit, this guy's doing it. This is good stuff. 381. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 381 of the NOFODcast. We are No Outside Food or Drink, the Southeast premier video game and winter storm preparation podcast. That's right. Grab your sandbags, get your milk and your bread. And yes, Brant, you need sandbags for this case because people are grabbing shit that's not applicable to the current climate, right? And what else do panic? Oh, water. Saw an individual getting a bunch of cases of bottled water. And I'm like, what are we doing here? The power goes out. You obviously.
Still got yeah.
He explained to me the
other water always connected.
He explained to me the other individuals in the house refused to drink the water out of the tap and preferred the water out of the refrigerator. So if there's no power, they're not going to do. So there was cases of bottled water. Hope you guys got all your supplies. Propane and propane accessories. Propane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I overheard some people were like yesterday. Someone was like, "Yeah, we bought a bunch of propane. We'll be okay. We'll just cook outside." I was like, "Oh god." It's like, hopefully it's never that bad, but I'm glad people were prepared.
Where you have to go outside to that extent
to cook. Yeah, I mean, I hope they didn't do it in the house. That would be interesting.
One of my favorite Slick Deals threads was someone looking for an indoor charcoal grill. People lighting them up about an indoor charcoal
grill.
No. It was one of my favorite Slick Deals threads. Anybody got a recommendation for an indoor charcoal grill? People just popping off in the chat, man. That was such a good thread. It was pure entertainment. I wanted to pay right then and there, whatever the subscription was. I was like, I'm in for this one. The comments were so good.
Oh, yeah, it just stinks because you probably had good intentions, and it's like, yeah. Man, you got to put two together.
Yeah, like, this is not good. You need airflow.
Some people just don't know.
Right. Also could be.
It's
also
crazy to think.
That. Also could be that. You're not wrong. On tonight's news that's not Storm related, bad news from Ubisoft, ? Nintendo of America's new president. There was an Xbox developer direct and more Game Pass games. I'll take more Game Pass games for $400. I'm one of your hosts, Richard Bergman, joined tonight by Newsmaster Brant McKee. Brant, welcome.
What's up, sir?
Brant, what's your favorite thing to grill in your indoor grill during the middle of an ice storm here in the southeast?
Let's go with chicken.
Chicken. Good answer. Good answer. Good answer. Good
Show
answer.
me chicken.
Number one.
I'll show you chicken. That would be a category, the indoor charcoal grilling. Please, so this is a pretty long bit we've had going here. If you're listening to this and you're unaware, you cannot use a charcoal grill indoors. That is an open air activity.
Please don't.
Yeah,
don't.
You will perish. Not only
carbon monoxide.
Yeah, it's not a good combination.
There's smoke. There's other factors. Just don't.
There's inhalation. There's no ventilation. Also joining us, our resident lore master and soundboard master, Cesar Concepcion II. Cesar, welcome.
Hello.
Cesar, you can't grill chicken on your indoor charcoal grill. What are you grilling up?
Always been partial to carne asada.
Ooh, good selection. I'm going with pork chops. Let's all grill our meat indoors together. Charcoal grill. And we'll have a smorgasbord. We'll have a feast.
And then we'll wake up in the other world.
I was about to say if we wake up, but yes. When we wake up together
see you on the other
world.
side, boys.
Here's how we isekai is into with our indoor charcoal grills.
I think the ongoing Brand knows is the ongoing joke in the like anything Japanese related is always like you wake up and you see the river and then your parents are across it waving you, come on over.
Oh no!
Come on across the river.
So
across the river.
It's so dark.
Normally they don't normally tell you to come on over. They normally tell you like it's not your time, go back. Get away from the river. Don't cross the river.
They're on the other side of that river grilling for us.
Yeah.
We have the condiments and the potato salad. Yeah. We're on the other side of the river. It's Benny from The Mummy. Benny has all the horses. Or the camels. Did he have camels? Hey, O'Connell.
I think he got horses. He was supposed to get camels, right?
And O'Connell had the camels. That's right, because Evie goes flying past him on the camel. Yep. Oh God, too good.
I'm excited about I'm excited they're making the fourth one, man. It's gonna be good.
I know.
Hell yeah.
And the Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz are back, right?
Everybody's back. Yeah, the original crew. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Brendan Fraser's had like this late career renaissance that he very much deserved the whole time. The Mummy still holds up.
Oh yeah.
Big fan of The Mummy.
Third one's hit or miss. I mean, sometimes I watch on TV. I don't think I ever go like, oh, Emperor's Tomb. I mean, I feel like watching that.
I have maybe seen that one once and probably on TV. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean that's usually when I watch in sequential ones. I don't think I've ever like fired it up on a Blu-ray and like, oh, I haven't seen this in a while.
I've tried to deter them from this, but my youngest child is insisting on seeing Men in Black International, the fourth Men in Black, which is widely panned. But I got it for relatively inexpensive off of eBay, so that will satiate their need to complete the Men in Black saga, I guess. Well,
you let me know. You let me know when they want to watch 22nd Jump Street. So.
Oh yeah, that's right. And we probably talked about this like 6 months ago, but Cesar sent us all this link about here's what Men in Black 4 could have been, and here's where 23 Jump Street was gonna go, and this intertwining of lore and stuff. Because wasn't that like a COVID release, Men in Black International, or development?
Yeah,
some sort of Rocky.
Yeah. I think that the problem with Men in Black, I think, if you like I said in that video I sent y'all, we all seen
it was
like, I think there's
so I got hooked on that channel after that.
There's so many producers, right? There's so many producing credits that they said it was just so expensive to do any crossovers with that series. So it's like there's so many credits you have to put on like Men in Black and for 21 Jump Street. So it's like that whole bit on that 22nd Jump Street, man. Then my coworker still does it, man. He always goes every time he goes around. It's like, my name is Jeff, and it's like that whole bit with Channing Tatum where he can't speak Spanish at all, and it's supposed to be I am El Jefe, and he goes, my name is Jeff.
My name is Jeff.
He's like, yeah, this is El Jefe.
Yo soy Jeff. They just caught that.
That whole
it was like a top 15 FBI most wanted. He's a former Canadian Winter Olympian, like 2002 Winter Olympics guy they just captured, and he went by El Jefe. It's like full circle. They were offering $15 million as a reward for like information on the capture of this dude. Yeah. He's all about like sex trafficking and drug smuggling and all sorts of stuff. This dude.
Jesus.
But he was a Canadian Olympian in the 2002 Winter Games. I'm like, holy shit. Went by El Jefe. El Jefe was one of his names.
Yeah, I can't even make a joke about that. That's horrible.
Who vetted him? Jesus.
Yeah, exactly. He knew something about snow, right? Too soon. The drug trafficking is one. The sex trafficking is one thing. The drug, we're in the wrong business. Yeah. There's a lot of money in drugs. Should be in the drug business. Cesar says no. Cesar's right.
I mean,
go do drugs.
If there's in Georgia you can do CBDs. So I mean, that's probably the only legal drug business you can probably do. So,
alas,
or sell.
Pretty sure the three of us cannot. Alas.
Oh no, I won't partake. You know, that's the thing. You don't partake in your product.
Yeah.
So.
Individual once warned, do not get high on your own supply. Speaking of which, there's bad news from Ubisoft. It was a horrible segue. But we can.
There was nothing. There was no way you can save that segue unless you were like, unless they did do Far Cry, Blood Dragon, animated, Netflix. Rayman was on there. He did a lot of cocaine. We did.
Rayman did a lot of cocaine.
Have you not seen that thing where he's just naked all the time and he has like strippers sitting around there? And he's like the villain in that whole thing. Yeah.
I have to see this lore.
I'll send you a link after the show. Yeah, I'll look forward to it.
We need to know. This is bad news, actually. This comes from Andy Robinson at VGC, VideoGamesChronicle.com. Ubisoft details major company reset. 6 games canned, 7 delayed, and 2 studios closed. The biggest one out of that, apparently, is the much delayed, much pushed back Prince of Persia remake, which we never really saw anything of. Wasn't there like a teaser trailer and that was about it?
We saw it, I feel like, 3, 4, 5 years ago.
Yeah.
When it looked like a kind of bad PS3 game at that point.
Like those weird ports we got in that era, right?
It was. They had good intentions, right? It was done by in-house Ubisoft in India, right? In which they were like, all right, this is kind of like where it's inspired by, so we'll do it there. And it just gestated there for what, like 3 or 4 years,
several years, and then
nothing happened.
Yeah,
nothing happened, and they're like, we didn't like the progress for it, and they were like, all right, we're gonna give it back to the original studio over in Montreal, and that sat there for another couple of years, and then to your point, that was canceled, and I think they brought up in that that notice. They're like, yeah, we feel like that we have to go. They made it sound like they had to go back and reboot it again, and they're like, you know what, we're just gonna not. So kind of like what the opposite of what we talked about Metroid Prime 4, where they wanted to reboot it, and Nintendo's like, yeah, we're not doing that. You're just gonna work with what you got. So.
And instead of seeing it through the finish line, they did a realignment and decided, nope. The 6 canceled games did not meet Ubisoft's new enhanced quality expectations. What was that, Cesar?
And before I forget, I apologize. Yeah. I read that article on Famitsu. I don't know if they put it in English, but I bet y'all saw it, that the producer for Metroid Prime he retired.
Yes, Metroid he did.
Series.
Yep. Really?
He worked on he worked on a lot of stuff.
Like including the first
Mario 2 and 3 and he did work on all the Metroids.
They passed it to a new, I forget what her name is. They passed it to a new lady who's running the Metroid franchise now. So he's the one that did Dread and all those that kind of resurgence back in Metroid. I think he did the originals, like Brant said. I think he's been in the Metroid universe since the beginning. And then I think we just got the news maybe about an hour ago that one of the producers for Animal Crossing stepped away also in July 2025 from Nintendo.
Oh shit!
He retired.
I hadn't seen that one yet.
Yeah,
shit, half a year ago.
But they're not I don't think any of the English sites are picking it up. I've been reading off of Japanese sites, and then there's some people.
Why the delay in reporting? That's the Dread. The Metroid news is huge, right? Dread is like the best-selling Metroid for the past several years. That was a huge hit. I think the next Metroid's going to be a 2D Metroid.
All right, so Hideki Kono has left Nintendo, and this was on the Famitsu boards. And let me be quick.
I don't recognize that name.
Legendary game designer, producer, responsible for visual design and planning since he joined the company in '86, has officially left the company as of July 2025. Kono, who spearheaded franchises like Mario Kart, Luigi's Mansion, and Nintendogs, was a general producer of the mobile development at Nintendo, or games like Miitomo, Dr. Mario World, Animal Crossing, Pocket Camp, Super Mario Run, Fire Emblem Heroes, and Mario Kart Tour.
Okay. Oh, Mario Kart Tour. Big moneymaker.
Mm-hmm. Apparently, this wasn't officially announced by Nintendo. Somebody saw this on Facebook in Japan. So that he made this announcement.
From his personal account, I'm assuming? That he's retired?
They didn't clarify.
Okay.
Yeah, they didn't clarify. They just thanked the person who just happened to see it. Just put on there. They happened to see it on Facebook in Japan. So there's because this happened July of last year. So yeah.
They're just catching up on an older notice. Man, it's a big shakeup in Nintendo because people there are tenured for 30, 40 years pretty regularly.
And then, as Brant was mentioning, Kensuke Tanabe announced his retirement in Metroid Prime 4 Beyond was his last game. Reset Tabate will take over his role. She's now the producer of the Metroid series. So that one was an official announcement.
That's newsworthy, for sure. Okay. I turned on my VPN and these ads stopped loading. Maybe I can actually get through this. The 6 canceled games did not meet Ubisoft's new enhanced quality expectations. This is back to the Ubisoft story. It said, including the much-delayed Prince of Persia: Sands of Time remake, a mobile title, and 4 other unannounced games, including 3 original IPs. That's the big loss, right? We still have several ways of playing Sands of Time, but original IPs, we don't know what that artistic vision was going to be. In addition, Ubisoft says it's delayed 7 games to ensure they meet quality expectations. It did not say which games had slipped, but confirmed that the 7 titles include 1 title that was planned for release before April 2026, which will now be released after. Ubisoft
which people are assuming is that Assassin's Creed Black Flag resynced.
That's right.
So,
because didn't marketing leak for that and the Prince of Persia remake? It's supposed to be coming out within the next month or 2. Man, that sucks.
Yeah, I think that Prince of Persia, I think they ended up just doing a tax write-off. They just said that we had to reboot it again, but I think they just did that classic. We're just gonna write it off. Claim most of our money back.
We'll
and we
never
just
see
write it
the
off.
light of day.
They knew a deadline was coming up, and it's like, we're not gonna recoup this, and we can go ahead and pay salaries, and yeah. Two studios.
It's like what you said. This is like a huge shakeup at Ubisoft.
It is. So, whatever reassessment is going on.
Like you said, there's five creative houses, right? One is Vantage Studios, which is the one they went into a deal with Tencent, which handles their big stuff, which is like was it Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Rainbow Six, right? That's like their big money makers. Then you have, and then they renamed the rest of them to like, it's kind of like the old Sega names. It's like they renamed them to like Creative House 1, 2, Creative House 3, Creative House 4, Creative House 5.
Or Square Enix. They did the same thing as Square Enix.
Yeah. And then each one of those are handling certain franchises. I can't remember what was it. Creative House 2 is doing the Rayman.
Creative House 2 is dedicated to competitive and cooperative shooter experiences. Yeah. So that would be The Division, Ghost Recon, and Splinter Cell.
Which would be Ubisoft.
Splinter Cell? What is Splinter Cell? Does anyone know for the past 15 years what Splinter Cell is?
Probably not.
Blacklist was our last game. Oh, there's a hit Netflix series. I guess that's the kind of. Or has Sam Fisher been in Fortnite? I guess that's the most recent connection to Splinter Cell.
I mean, you'll get a kick out of
The Office in there, so it's crazy.
Dwight Schrute and Michael Scott.
You'll get a kick out of the next one is what is it? Creative House 3 is the select sharp live experiences such as For Honor, The Crew, Raiders Republic, Brawlhalla, and of course Skull and Bones.
Our favorite AAA franchise.
They included. I'm gonna say that's Quad A.
Quad A. I'm sorry, I left off an A. Very AAA of me.
Creative House 4 is to focus on fantasy worlds and narrative driven, like Inno, Might and Magic, Rain Man, Prince of Persia, and Beyond Good and Evil, which have apparently
survived the purge.
Beyond Good and Evil 2 is still the longest running game in development over there. And last but not least,
is it past Duke Nukem Forever?
I don't know.
They announced that as a 360 game? PS3 360?
Yeah, it's an ongoing joke now that is the longest game in development.
Yeah.
What was it? So Creative House 5 is aimed to reclaim their position in casual and family-friendly games in brands including Just Dance, Uno, and Hasbro.
So where is... Okay, I see The Division. That's massive, right? See, Creative House 2. Is that also Star Wars Outlaws? Is that group? It doesn't specifically mention that franchise, but that's the Division people, right? Massive?
I think so. Which that was just a... Oh gosh, what am I trying to say?
A one-off? Because I think they said the sequel
kind of
was
a one-off.
A sequel was greenlit
EA
and
lost.
canned.
Yeah, EA kind of lost the full rights to only do Star Wars game, and they were branching out to other people. So
yeah, and it was just Respawn that was making those.
Yeah.
What else we got? Is that the gist of the Ubisoft realignment? Yeez Gimo. We're transforming Ubisoft's operating model to produce exceptional quality games on two core pillars of our strategy: open world adventures and games as a service native experiences. In the creative houses. You get hired at Ubisoft and you have to put on the sorting hat, and it sorts you into a house. You're either, it's like Rayman or The Division. It sends you to a respective house for you to do development on.
It looks weird because you look at these abbreviations. This is Channel 2, Channel 3. That's all I see in there. Channel 4.
That's what I thought too. I'm just like channel. I had to force myself creative house.
So that's the RF switch.
I work for Channel 5.
But the RF switch only works on channel 2 and channel 3. You can switch between the Genesis
channel 3.
and
Let's play some games.
If that's the case, we'll never get Prince of Persia or Rayman again because we can never get the channel 4.
Right?
Yeah, you're not wrong. We're screwed there.
Yeah.
We know there's a new Rayman coming, right?
Well, they said, I think Ubisoft had said something, but I think somebody had leaked out that there's 2 Rayman games coming supposedly.
Yeah.
And then one is a remaster of Legends, that recent one.
Mm-hmm.
And then that the original Rayman, which is the one that Ubisoft was hinting at, hadn't hit the ground at all yet. They're like, well, we're gonna see how Legends does with this remaster before we do anything else. And then a lot of that dropped down a lot of hopes because a lot of people's like, I mean, we can still play that on PS4. It's like, why are we gonna get a remaster of that now?
Yeah,
like we'd rather want something new. But
remember that was a huge Wii U exclusive for a minute. Is the integration of the Wii U gamepad with Rayman Legends, and then I guess they realized they weren't going to make that much money off just a Wii U exclusive, and then it opened up to everything. It was on 360, Xbox One, PS4, Steam, PS3.
That Vita one was amazing.
Vita one was good. Rayman Legends.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I've played Origins, and they're both on Steam, aren't they? I've never played Rayman Legends. Despite
one of them, I think is
pretty sure I have that Wii U copy.
I think one of them is definitely on there. I feel like one of them's missing.
Love to see more Rayman. Ubisoft's a conundrum, right?
I see Rayman Legends and Origins right here
on Steam.
Mm-hmm.
Both really good games.
Rayman Raving Rabbits. Those are the only 3 games that come up.
Gotta have some Raving Rabbits. It was a fun ass game on the Wii. It was a great launch title.
It was great for its time.
Mm-hmm. Ubisoft's in a funny place because they're sitting on a gold mine of franchises, and it seems like they're always chasing what's new and current and unable to hit, or when it's great, it doesn't hit the right way. Like the Prince of Persia we all loved from last year, 2 years ago. That was so good, and it's like nobody bought it. And I think each of us bought at least 2 copies across different platforms.
Yeah.
Several. I mean, we also had the roguelite one that was sub-licensed out. So I mean, I don't know, man. We'll see what happens because it's like a lot of people were concerned about this because I think if you notice, and as mentioned before, a lot of these are like gas and open world experiences, and a lot of people were kind of already burned out on that from Ubisoft. So,
and a new Splinter Cell was announced a couple years ago, and we haven't seen anything of that. It was just like the one at the lenses coming down, the night vision, and then nothing from that. We have no clue what that looks like now.
No, I mean, I think this might be the smart thing for them to do is to go ahead and
restructure,
consolidate their talent. Yeah, and then start from scratch instead of this. I think the Call of Duty method has finally caught up to them. We're like, all right, we're going to bring this studio in, then this studio in, this studio in.
Oh, the Sledgehammer, Raven Software, Infinity Ward, Treyarch, all that cycle. Toys for Bob, my favorite Call of Duty support studio.
They were starting to do that like Activision does, and I think they lost a lot of their a lot of that pizzazz you have for those franchises because it's like, oh, we're just going to throw all these people in here so we can get this game out, and then still patch the hell out of it. So
right,
because it's still not working right. So
day one patches. Next up, there's a new Nintendo of America president. I had not seen this announced. Devin Pritchard makes her first industry appearance since taking role. This comes from Chris Collion at VGC, VideoGamesChronicle.com. She became president on January 1st. She's the first female president. She took over from Doug Bowser, who had been NOA president since April 2019. She's the first female president of Nintendo of America. So the first was Minoru Arakawa, who was the son-in-law of Hiroshi Yamauchi, the big Japanese Nintendo. Like, there was no Nintendo of America. It was the only Nintendo president. And he's the one that guided the whole renaissance of like the Game & Watch and the Game Boy and the NES, Famicom, all that stuff. And when they established Nintendo of America, it was his son-in-law. It was his daughter's husband that was the first Nintendo of America president. And he was also, it was crazy as I was like learning this history and stuff. He's the executive editor, the editor-in-chief of Nintendo of America is Minoru Arakawa. If you look at a bunch of those issues, and I'm like, how does this happen? Is it just it's like Hiroshi Yamauchi being executive producer on Super Mario Land and stuff like that. But it was him and then Reggie. Did Reggie take over for Arakawa all those years ago? And then Doug Bowser, and now this is our fourth in our lifetime, Devin Pritchard. Pritchard's video was introduced by awards co-host Reggie Fils-Aimé, who had just become Nintendo of America president in 2006. Yes, that timeline checks out. When Pritchard joined Nintendo as head of its legal department. She has a whole introduction here. Reggie has an outro. She's previously Nintendo of America's executive vice president of revenue, marketing, and consumer experience. That's a lot of roles rolled up into one, it sounds like.
Yeah.
She joined Nintendo 20 years ago and is described by the company as, quote, a long-standing member of the NOA leadership team. Along with Pritchard's promotion, Satoru Shibata, the former Nintendo of Europe president and current managing executive officer, corporate director, and member of the board at NCL, which is Nintendo Company Limited, Nintendo's Japanese arm, joins Nintendo of America as its CEO, while still continuing his roles at NCL. It's a lot of corporate shakeup here.
Mm-hmm.
The Nintendo president added a quote. Yeah, that's the gist of it, right?
But we have a name and everything in there.
Yeah, we have a name and a face. And hopefully Doug Bowser kind of embraced the role. I mean, he wasn't as prominent, it seemed, as like a Reggie type character.
Yeah.
But he was definitely featured in Nintendo Directs. And
yeah, Reggie was definitely, who I recognized coming up, and just the relationship he had with the other international presidents and all the crazy E3s with the puppets and then them on stage introducing the Wii and then to go to Doug Bowser, which like introduced himself and he's like, yeah, my name's Bowser, I'm that Bowser, and then he kind of just like faded into the background and would come out every now and then and give like a statement on something, but that was about it. So
yeah, I feel like I want to give more credit.
That seems to be the norm, though. That seems to be the norm now, right? I mean, you look at Sony, right?
Yeah.
We don't really hear much from their co-CEOs, and
we all miss Andrew House, the only one that Sean Layton, and those personalities. Yeah. Hell, maybe
everybody's kind of just playing it safe now.
Maybe Xbox has that most recognizable between Phil Spencer and Sarah Bond. Maybe that's the more recognizable. Matt Booty. Who could forget Matt Booty? But again, too, looking at Doug Bowser's reign, he took over April 2019, so that's right before COVID. Mm-hmm. So he's steering his ship through, it was already a successful platform. The Switch was selling like gangbusters at this point. But he steered it through a very successful and hard to navigate time. So maybe his contributions are going to be more known for being in the background than that forward-facing, personality-driven. It just seems so strange. Like you guys were pointing out, you pointing out the Sony one specifically. Like everything now is personality-driven. We watch sports shows. We listen to podcasts. There are people that come to this show, dozens of them. Because of our takes, right? You could hear this video game news anywhere. You could go to VGC and read these, but these are our takes. These are our spins on stuff how we feel over the course of our years and our playing and things that we've experienced. So it's kind of strange that they would take a back seat the way things are going these days. And I guess we get the Treehouse people, like the Treehouse personalities for these Let's Plays, and kind of takes the place of E3 type stuff, but I don't know, an identifiable and recognizable association with these brands. And like Cesar always points out, these brands are just here to take your money. They're not any sort of like warm and fuzzy. But if people can associate these experiences and these times with these products, with these people, I think it's more of a recognizing thing. We always try to slot things into categories and patterns and stuff like that. And we know what Nintendo's going to bring. How are you going to be different bringing that to us? That's what we look forward to. And the Switch 2 is already highly successful. So let's see how she carries this banner going forward, right? A lot of luck to Devin Pritchard.
We're just in a different timeline when it comes to stuff like that. I mean, we remember our childhoods.
Yeah.
Going over like demos and commercials and magazines and web-based AOL little ads on there. Now it's like information is easy to fingertips, and it's hard to keep people's attention now. And there's so much going on. Nobody ever has time for everything. And people are always arguing about like all you ever do is play Rocket League and Call of Duty.
I'm happy. I played 9,000 hours. Leave me alone.
Yeah, I always find it funny where people are like dunking on people on social media. It's like, yeah, you say you buy games, but all I see y'all playing is. I was like, dude, just let people be happy. He's like, who cares? So I was like, man, if somebody's always got to start something. So I'm like, man, I don't know. This. I mean, everybody, like I said, everybody's playing it safe. We're crossing multiple generations. I mean,
we'll see what she brings. It's going to be new ideas. It's a new school of thought.
Yeah. I mean, Nintendo's hitting new ground, right? We're seeing them carrying over their catalog without re-releasing it. So they're doing these upgrades for Switch 2.
Yeah.
So it's stuff that Nintendo and Sony, not Nintendo, but Sony and Xbox has been doing for like the last 5 years. So it's like, oh, it's backwards compatible. Oh, your Far Cry can finally play 60 frames per second, even though these games came out in like 2017. It's almost been 10 years, but now they hit 60 on PS5 and Series consoles. So.
I meant to check, did the Steam SKUs get upgraded at all? Or was it just consoles?
So.
Damn.
This is consoles, because typically when you do PC base, those are hampered by technology, which is upgradable.
Yeah. Hardware limitations.
Yeah. You're right.
So unless it's really bad coding, let me rephrase that. So you could be right. There could be things that are not implemented properly where you have coding leaks, but then because let's give an example where Richard always brings up. We always talk about RPG Site when they talk about the 85 different ways to play a game, right? They show like all the handhelds. And
shout out to RPG Site because they're incredible.
They did a big review on like every version of Final Fantasy VII Remake, right? And so they went into this whole ordeal where like, yeah, I mean, you get a higher frame rate on the ROG Ally or anything PC based, but it required you to go in there and to do a mod, right? You had to install a mod to make it play a little bit better or look a little bit better. And they were like, that's where they were talking about the Switch 2 version, because they said, yeah, you're stuck at 30, but the compromises for how it plays, the DLSS and everything, it's like they did a really good port on this.
Yeah.
Like it's really, really good. They prefer to do that for people who just want to sit there and play the game. They said, yeah, it plays better on the Steam Deck and on the ROG, but you have to tinker with it. You have to go in there and kind of play with it. So like I sent I forgot to send it to you, Brant, but like there's 2 games that came out this week. Final Fantasy VII Remake, which got very, very good reviews on how well it was implemented on the Switch 2 hardware. Like it was made on there. It wasn't just ported and pooped on there. And the other one was Dynasty Warriors Origins, which they said like this is a great way to play the game. Yeah, it's stuck on 30, but it plays and looks so well on this thing. Like they actually optimize it well for the Switch 2. Like they said, if you haven't played it, get it on Switch 2.
7 Remake, Digital Foundry said it's in between PS4 and PS5. Like there's a whole bunch of PS5 additions on top of the PS4 base, essentially, for Switch 2. Which, high praise. Like, it still looks and runs well on PS4. Like that's a good looking game.
It's like you said, I think they're utilizing that DLSS upscaling to his advantage now.
I've been tempted to get Dynasty Warriors Origins on various platforms. Maybe tempted.
Yeah,
Switch
I mean,
2 one's a good port.
Everywhere I've been reading the reviews, it's like, as I sent you the one RPG site, but then I think I've looked at Silicon Era and all that stuff on there, and they were saying the same thing. They're like, yeah, get 60 frames per second on consoles, Series consoles and PS5 or PC, but this is really, really optimized well for, Switch 2, and you want something easy, portable, just throw it in there.
Yep. No tinkering.
It's a good version to get. Yeah. Like, they're finally starting to get a lot of these optimized games better now on the Switch 2 now. We're starting to see that finally versus these weird ones where they had to go back and clean up a lot. The only thing we're missing out on is, hopefully they'll get some of this physical stuff worked out on some of these games. Like, I can't say anything about stuff. 7 Remake.
Yeah.
Yeah, because 7 Remake is 90 gigs. It doesn't matter.
Right.
But they only made the game like $40, so.
Yeah, that too.
That is the one plus.
And then you have, what is it? Is Play Anywhere on Xbox, so that's like a huge plus if you're in that ecosystem. Like, people love that version. Or like they're saying, like, I've been hearing people on social media like, this is the best version to play. I've been playing on PC, and then I jump on my Series console, and then I jump on my ROG Ally X when I'm away, and it does it perfectly. So
transfer that save file and keep playing wherever you're at. I need to get back to that. A lot of different ways to
play,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to Walmart.
Speaking of Xbox.
Oh, go ahead, Brant. Is there any news? Is there any games? Though? Yeah, I got a Walmart.
There might be. There might be a few games. Are they at the Walmart though?
I doubt it. Unless that is one of the games coming to Game Pass via this developer direct.
So they did a. We're doing it at the car wash, but we're just doing it at the Walmart.
At the Walmart.
At the Walmart. Yeah, Brant beat me to it. That's pretty good.
But they did have a developer direct. As of recording this, it was yesterday for us.
Yes.
I didn't catch it while it was going, but I did review afterward. This article is from IGN. Wesley Yinpool summarized it in order for us. It wasn't like a super lengthy show, but they did show off a lot of good stuff, and they had some big titles here. So they started off the show with Forza Horizon 6, which we got like the little teaser last time. Just showing us it was going to be in Japan.
That gameplay looks so good on this. It looks so good.
This game looks extremely clean. They showed that like you start out as a tourist, and your first goal is to join the like Horizon Festival and progress your career, unlocking new areas. This has the largest map. Is what Playground said in all of the Horizon series.
It's big. I mean, these maps are pretty huge.
Yeah, I was about to say they usually don't have like really kind of small condensed maps in these Horizon series. But there's, of course, they used plenty of reference materials to like actually design not just the cars, but the courses, the landscapes. They showed off like how like the tread can actually wear on your tires, and it can actually affect the grip on the road, and all this some real technical stuff here. And at the end they teased a little possible future collab with the car going down the road, and then some giant like robot mech feet. Kind of looks like a certain maybe Gundam behind it.
Oh,
so they're setting themselves up to do some pretty interesting collabs. This
they always do cool crossovers. I mean, it was like Hot Wheels one time.
Oh yeah, Forza Horizon is probably one of their biggest and most widely appealing games. So I mean it just makes sense.
I think Cesar mentioned last week that was like way outperformed the simulation style one, so they fell off after that last Forza Motorsport, like the regular one.
And I do believe that they, I don't see the, I don't see the release dates in here because they did announce that it's coming later this year. Well, let's say I think it was May, and then I think 19th. It was toward the holiday season for PS5.
Yeah.
When it's ready, wasn't that the thing? When it's ready.
Yeah.
They were saying by the end of the year was what they were looking. Like.
Next up, they went into Beast of Reincarnation, a new action game from Game Freak, the Pokemon developer. They did say Pokemon a few times, made sure that you knew it was the Pokemon developer.
A little small name drop there. You have heard of us, right?
We did this small game, it's a small series of games, but nothing huge, just Pokemon.
We're just Game Freaks.
Always poorly optimized in the recent years.
No, it's just they have better hardware to work with this time.
Yeah, I love how people showed this game when they first were showing it off, and even now compared to Pokemon Legends ZA. And they're like, this is the same studio. What are they doing?
Come on.
Just comparing
to an Android tablet.
Oh, this looks like a JPEG just on the wall, and this texture is terrible. But then they can make games like this. What are they doing? They don't care.
What was it, Spider-Man Puddles?
Door from PS4.
Yeah, the remake door.
Yeah.
Spider-Man Puddles.
Like N64 door.
Wall guy from Perfect Dark Zero. The guy that was just like, he was like a texture up against the wall.
But in the Beast of Reincarnation, you'll be able to step into the role of Emma, the sealer, as you journey through a post-apocalyptic Japan to save humanity from extinction. It's due out summer of 2026 across Xbox Series, consoles, PC, and PS5, and is also going to be a day one Game Pass game. So it's not only Emma. There's you have a a dog wolf thing with you as well, and there's this expansive skill tree that you can kind of level out both of them and increase their different skills and abilities and stuff. It looks really interesting. I kind of want to see a little bit more. I'm not a day one on this just yet, but it does look pretty good. Next up was the surprise Double Fine announcement here, called Kiln. This is a game where you make and craft a pot. It can be a cup. You can make it various sizes, design it, and then that is your character. Your character is this little cup or vase or whatever the hell you make.
Yeah.
They say they have some kind of technology in there to kind of guide so that you're not making basically to where the game can kind of tell exactly what you're trying to make and just kind of snap it into place so that we aren't running around with anything too crazy
phallic
out there.
I just see Tim Schafer he's at the pottery wheel in this trailer, he's acting out the movie
goal...
Ghost. You got the reference, Brent. You got the reference. Unchained Melody's playing in your head.
Oh gosh, Patrick Swayze, get off my train.
R.I.P. Oh yeah, that part was scary to me.
So this is a party, a multiplayer brawler kind of thing, but it's I kind of what it triggered in my head was fat princess. Okay. So you're a, you make your character, if you make like a small, like little cup or something, you may move faster. But there's these things of water on each side. And so what you're trying to do is gather water and go to the enemy's area and extinguish the fire under their kiln. So they can't make any more, you can't respawn and stuff. So it kind of reminded me of that. They, went over the fact that they've designed the levels, so all sorts of pottery can get around. It's definitely a different game from Double Fine, but Double Fine makes some pretty damn good games. So
you really do.
This is looking to launch spring 2026. Again on just about everything series, PlayStation 5 and PC. And they're looking to do a closed beta sometime soon, but didn't really announce. I'm sure they'll come out sooner or later.
Not a lot of details about
I would assume I'd assume closer to, a couple months from now we might hear something more. And
look
then
forward to trying that one out,
but not least. Oh yeah.
If it's a public beta thing like we can stream, maybe.
That just looks like a dumb fun. I mean, it just
We've all
have to try too
stuff.
hard. It looks like you can. Oh yeah, looks like you can just crazy shenanigans. I don't know. Yeah. It looks good. And last but not least, Fable. They finally showing more Fable. So obviously they're making Playground Games is doing both the Forza Horizon and Fable. This game actually looks beautiful.
It does. It really does.
The visuals are freaking amazing.
It feels like they said we haven't had a Fable in so long, and we've had so many missteps, like the canceled MMO style one or whatever that was. It Fable Legend, whatever the Xbox One was.
Yeah, that sounds right.
But this just seems like a great catch up. Like we're not going to shit the bed again on this one.
Yeah, it looks like you make your character. Start off as a child growing up in this small little rural village. And you're kind of like the first hero in a generation. And it's very Fable. It's very true to the, own adventure kind of thing.
You can kick chickens.
It doesn't have. Yeah, I'm sure you can kick chickens. But they did show off a decent bit about the like character customizations, the combat, of course, kicking chickens, as Richard alluded to.
You have to.
Ranged attacks. They showed a little bit of the spells and things like that. They touted the living population, as Playground was calling it, including over 1,000 NPCs who go about their business. You can talk to each of them, fully voiced conversations. This game is due out. It says autumn of 2026. Coming, of course, to series systems, PC, and PS5. Pretty much every game that's across everything right now. PC, series games, and series consoles, and your PS5s. Nobody's being left out here.
Someone said on Threads, Microsoft announced more games for PS5 than Sony has. I was like, I laughed at first, and I was like,
it's true.
Wait a minute.
It's true, though. Yeah. You think about it. But it looks visually stunning. So I think they didn't show like unlike some of the other Fable games how if like the morality system, if you're more good or more evil, you know, in the past games you might like morph in your look, you get devil horns, or you eventually get to the point if you were too good, so good, you'd get like a freaking like halo or like a glow to you and stuff. So, but I don't think they have that in this game. It's looking like so, but I don't know. That could be just an aesthetic choice because I mean, I don't know. It's not really something that's going to ruin the game, I'm sure, for everybody. But I don't know. It looks good. I'm glad with. I'm happy with what I saw. I think this was a pretty good show overall. Yeah. And Xbox is setting up for a pretty decent year.
Coming off last year when we got some surprise stuff.
Yeah,
strong. I think Oblivion and South of Midnight made it to our Games of the Year lists across the three of us last year.
I can't wait till that comes to everything else because I might double dip on that.
Yeah, I might be buying 2 copies of South of Midnight as well. I think it's on sale on Steam. I was just looking at Fable Anniversary is $11. What's that?
$29.99.
Yeah. Yep, there it is. $29.99, 25% off. I was playing it through Game Pass on PC on my ROG Ally, so I know it plays well that way. It was well optimized. Do I get Fable Anniversary for Steam? It's Steam Deck verified. It's $12. It's $11.50. I hated this when we played it for our game club. Cesar, you remember that? Friend of the show, Michael, was part of the show, and he loved that game, and that was our game club game that month. And I was like, I was forcing myself to play it. I was like, man, this sucks. I don't know if I was playing it wrong or what, but it just was not fun to me.
It's like Starfield. It gets good after the 15th playthrough.
Yeah. Oh, no. You got to put 65 hours into it, and then it gets good. I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that. It's not happening.
No. Don't have the time.
Fable Anniversary. So
it only gets better after you first beat the game. You have to play it at least 2 times.
Yeah, it's not happening. Last but not least, we'll stay on the Xbox train. This is from Andy Robinson at VGC, VideoGamesChronicle.com. Microsoft has revealed the next wave of Xbox Game Pass titles. So these are all coming to the subscription service. This was like a surprise round, right? And this is not the Megan Spur update.
Well, I mean, yeah, they always do like the wave 1 and wave 2, like we get the later stuff at the end, toward the end of the month.
That's right. Because earlier, I don't know. The article notes like earlier we got Resident Evil Village, Star Wars Outlaws.
Mm-hmm.
And these are the different tiers too, I guess. But coming soon to Game Pass, Death Stranding Director's Cut, and as of recording, these are out. That's coming to look it up. If these interest you, look it up and see if it's on your tier of Game Pass that you currently subscribe to. Death Stranding Director's Cut, Roadcraft, not to be confused with Warcraft or Starcraft, Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. That's a big addition. I didn't know that was I didn't know that was on here. The Talos Principle 2, Anno Mutatium, if I said that right. Brant, you mentioned that series being one of the Ubisoft houses earlier in the show.
Ubisoft pillars, yeah.
Drop Duchy, My Sims Cozy Bundle, Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2, another fucking cozy game. Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2, that's a big one. That's a 3-player co-op campaign. Maybe we mess around with that while we have Game Pass. I don't know. I did not pick that up for PlayStation yet. I know friend of the show Mark's Knight did and was trying to talk me into it, but Cesar was talking about playing the first one not too long ago on firing it up on PS3 to get that in. Indica, that's February 2nd, so this is out a little bit. Warhammer and My Sims and Drop Duchy are also not out. Those are the 29th, and 28th, respectively. Talos Principles the 27th, so I got a little ahead of myself on the scheduling here. And then last but not least, I think we talked about it earlier this month with Final Fantasy coming to Game Pass. Final Fantasy 2 comes out February 3rd. So maybe on this trend, you're going to get a Final Fantasy game from that Pixel Remaster collection every month. Maybe January through June, the 6th month of the year. Final Fantasy 1 through 6. Does that line up with Remake Intergrade being released in Game Pass in July? Be a big Jeff Keighley Summer Games Fest announcement, you know? And Rebirth coming to Xbox.
Got a good feeling that we'll get a Rebirth on Switch 2 and Xbox announcement around that time too. Maybe a demo for... not demo, maybe a video for the third game.
Yeah, that checks out. Have they titled that one?
Confirmation that the game's playable. So the game's playable now, so it's getting there.
Remake, Rebirth, and I thought they said what the third one was. Maybe not. Respawn,
Remastered.
Oh, man, just go for it. Oh, Final Fantasy 7 Remastered. That wouldn't confuse. Damn it, Cesar.
That's good.
Starring no, I'm thinking Definitive Edition. What was Remastered? Red Faction, right? It's the Red Faction.
Red Faction was because they used Mars in there, yeah.
Red Faction Gorilla. Yeah. Remastered. Stupid. If they pick that title, that'd be something else. And then we flash back to January 23rd, 2026, when Cesar called it. Oh, Cesar named it, knew what it was going to be. All right, is that it for news? That's all we got? And some additional news. We had some Metroid updates. We had... There's another sidebar in there somewhere.
Oh, I mean, if just real quick, I mean, they did announce that the Donkey Kong Country HD is getting like an Ultra HD surprise Switch 2 update 4K? Here.
Ultra HD 4K HDR? Is that what you mean, Brand McKee?
4K.
There it is. There's
4K.
There's another remastered for you. Definitive? This is the Donkey Kong Definitive Edition?
Technically, yeah, because it comes with some free content, which adds Dixie Kong, I believe. So,
with her twirling ponytail, so you can kind of hover, like a hover jump. But no Funky Kong.
And I think they made a big deal about it loading a lot faster. So, loads faster on Switch 2.
I love the videos that they... Yeah. And it's basically them like, look how shit it is on the original Switch.
We're going to zoom in. Here's the lack of anti-aliasing and everything we couldn't do on the Switch. Yeah. This one sucks shit. We're sorry you bought this 2 years ago. Here's a way better one. That's kind of how I feel with the Super Mario Wonder thing. I'm like, I'm glad I waited, but do I want to pay $20? Like, Cesar and Brant had a really good time with that game. Maybe I should have just...
That's a great game.
Maybe I should just fire it up on my OLED and play it now.
I would fucking rebuy it again and play it again. That's good.
So that
the additional stuff is just kind of multiplayer, almost Mario Party-esque things.
Yeah, it's the Plaza, right? The Plaza content adding and a bunch of amiibo. There were 3 amiibos announced with that. Yep. There was kind of a Super Mario Wonder mini, not a mini direct, but an update of sorts, kind of like the Donkey Kong one that Brant's referring to. Is that my cat or yours, Brant? The cat hollering. It's gotta be mine.
It's mine. Hold on.
Oh, it is yours? I hear that cat like it's in here. I'm looking around like, damn. The cat's trying to get in here. Yeah, so there's updates for Super Mario Wonder, which that Path to Victory is $20, Cesar? Which gets you the...
It is $20.
They call it Friends of Maribel or Maribel Plaza or something like that. Did Do we know if Switch 2 is getting an enhancement of that version, or that's the $20 SKU includes the enhancements? It's not just going to get a Switch 2 update.
No, I think you have to buy the pack.
That's the path to victory? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like the Kirby thing. I think you have to buy the pack to get the
that's right.
enhancements.
Correct. Or you have to just rebuy the Switch 2 SKU.
The whole SKU. But then randomly, sometimes we just get like a free update. So I guess it's kind of a 50-50 split. I guess that's not a bad. It's not a huge complaint.
As Brent said earlier, the Donkey Kong was a free update. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it seems like they give us one, and then they have an upsell for one. So like they fixed the 2 Zelda games. The 2 Zelda games run super well on Switch 2. The 3D Zelda, so Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are a path to victory, or they're included in the expansion pass. But Echoes of Wisdom and Link's Awakening got free patches that they don't have the hitches and frame rate and stuff like that for Switch 2. There was a whole bunch of games when Switch 2 first launched that got little stealth upgrades. So I guess that's a fine strategy. I guess I can't complain. If I want to upgrade, I'll pay. If not, hope that it gets a free one and go from there. Donkey Kong, that's a pretty good addition there.
Nintendo's pulling those Xbox and PlayStation pages, right? So
yeah,
they got like 85 different ways path to victory. Sometimes free, sometimes overly paid, sometimes $5.
It swings, right? There's a gray area, and then there's a swing on both sides, free or fully paid, or kind of half and half. Super Mario Wonder, though, I think they're going to sell a bunch of that SKU. I think that's going to be a big hit. That carries a little bit more weight than Kirby, and Kirby was a really good game.
That's right. It's right around when Mario Galaxy comes to the movie theaters, right? Wish we get that direct coming soon. So,
Is it next week or the end of this week that we're going to get a Mario Galaxy movie direct specifically? The 20-something I saw. I can't believe it's already January 23rd.
Let me see.
They announced that today, so that's brand new news. Yeah. Sorry. We did not have that added for discussion tonight. And it's just going to be about the movie, right? There's no other news.
It says 2 days,
Sunday,
January 25th.
Yeah.
Sunday the 25th. Okay. So look forward to our impressions of that next week. We will discuss what's in that one. They said it's just about the movie? No other addition to anything?
Yep.
Okay. That's fine. And it looks good from everything that we've seen so far, so high hopes for that one. Games played. I'm gonna be extremely brief. I'll start with an acquisition of sorts. We talked several weeks ago about 24 the game, and I've never seen the show 24. So I went in this deep dive and ordered a couple DVDs offline. DVD TV shows are super cheap on eBay. So if there's anything you guys are hunting, and I've got a 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray player, and as soon as I popped it in, I had to do some tinkering. It didn't look good initially, but if you can kind of mess around with it, I think Cesar has one that has a really good upscaler in it, so you could pop in a DVD. And I did some tinkering outside of that. Like I popped in the Pirates of the Caribbean DVD, and then I compared that to the Blu-ray, and that was night and day. So I watched the first couple episodes of 24. 24 the game, the Studio Cambridge game it was Sony first party in Europe, right, Cesar? That's what started this whole conversation.
It was a London studio base.
Yeah. It takes place is that the Getaway Studio? Is that what they did?
I believe so. Yeah, right? I think it's the same people.
So the game takes place between seasons 2 and 3. And I've always heard this show's good. And I'm like, okay, I got to give this a go. So I buy these DVDs, and I watched the first 2 episodes on like consecutive nights. And that format of that storytelling of that series is so good. It's in real time, of course. This is a 20-year-old series, but it's my first time seeing this stuff. And the first episode is like midnight to 1 o'clock, and it takes place over the course of an hour. It's like a 45-minute episode because they build in commercial breaks. So when it cuts to commercial, you'll get that little pause, and then it'll skip ahead like 4 or 5 minutes, depending on how long that commercial break was on the DVD. And
I'll count that right. Ding.
What's
ding,
that?
Ding.
Yeah,
Ding, the clock counts.
The clock goes
ding,
ding, ding, ding, ding. And so I'm trying to. I try to start the third episode, and I'm watching it. My spouse is in the room, and I'm watching it. And I get about 5 minutes in, and she starts asking questions like, "Who is that? What is she doing? Why is he there?" And I'm like, "There's no recap. If I ask you when I started this, do you want to see this?" She's like, "No, I'm not that interested."
She got sucked in.
So I keep watching, right? And something crazy happens. She's like, "Well, why was she checking that? Well, how did he know to go to her for?" I'm like, "Okay, let's just do this." So I rewatched the first 2 episodes of the series 24 so that my spouse could catch up. And then we went right into episode 3 and watched that one.
Good series.
It's so good. It's so well told. That real-time story and like cutting between the different sections. And you'll see what I mean by that is like, you'll see a character that the camera will be behind them and they're trying to open a door, but you'll also see in a different frame, almost like a comic book, right? You'll see them with a different camera shot, like down a street or something. You can see them opening the door from the side. And then later on, like towards the end of the episode, you may see these same sort of like panels with different points of where those characters are that you've been watching so far. And it's phenomenal. It's really, really good. And my spouse was hooked immediately, of course. So we're all in on 24 now. So that's our thank you for that. You started this. And I also ordered, he salutes us. I also ordered the first.
Welcome. That's overdue.
Yes, it is. I ordered the first 3 seasons of Lost. I got those for $9 shipped. I've never seen Lost either, so I'm thinking I'm all in on. I'm tired of trying to track down these shows on some sort of streaming thing and figuring out what that looks like and using my IPTV to buffer different things. And it's just, DVDs are cheap. They look perfectly fine for what I'm trying to do. I can load up subtitles, which is important to me. Audio is still really, really good on DVDs. It's fantastic even. So while we had a clear jump to Blu-ray and a clear jump to 4K Blu-ray, there's still some distinct advantages to owning the thing, popping it in, and going through that content. So any recommendations anybody has, we're down for some TV shows. Sopranos is on my list too. Sopranos is one that I haven't experienced. As far as games go, what's that, Cesar?
So that one's a good one too.
It's also good. Yeah. I have that on Blu-ray. I mean,
it's that whole early 2000s, because you got to remember when we had TV shows in the 80s and 90s were always like quirky, family based. I mean, there was a couple standouts here and there that would tackle certain issues that were unique for the time, like depending on the show, but like that early 2000s when you had 24 and then Lost, and you like everything kind of matured,
right?
And you get the sequential storytelling that carried over and heavily in each episode.
Yeah, like must see bingeable, what we would call bingeable TV now, where you would just you just queue up Netflix and let it go. But this was like a weekly product that you would go through these seasons.
And Richard, good, there's also a Sopranos PS2 game as well.
I don't have that. I don't think I have that one. I'm missing Scarface on Xbox as well, and that has done nothing but explode in price since I was started collecting Xbox games. It's gotten expensive. I do not have Scarface. Is the Sopranos? Oh, don't start. I'm not doing this. This was my segue to 24. I'm not doing this with you guys. Damn you, Brant. Cesar got me. Can't let both of you get me. There's a Sopranos game, says Brant. It's cool. It's cool. You just got to watch seasons 1 through 5, and then you can play the PS2 game.
It's an action platformer, and you go around collecting gabagool.
Like the Kim Possible PS2 game. What seasons of Kim Possible do I have to watch before I can play the Kim Possible game?
I'm waiting for Brant to tell me there's a Entourage game for the GameCube. So
go on. Or Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad for PS3.
Yeah.
Breaking Bad for the PS3.
In actual games played, I think I was probably 30 to 45 minutes away from finishing this last show, but I finished the Dragon Quest VII Reimagined demo, and it stops, man. I'm ready to go on the next piece of the quest, and it just, I think maybe Brant and I were talking about, I don't know if I sent it to both of you guys or just Brant, but it's like,
yeah,
it just stops, and the character you're talking to, he's in full-blown conversation, and then he's just like, thanks for playing the Dragon Quest VII Reimagined demo. Please purchase the full SKU, and then your save progress carries over. And I was like, no.
You had literally just finished talking about how, like, man, I'm down for playing this demo however long. Like, I know it's pretty lengthy. I want to just keep playing it and playing it and playing it. And it was like within 5 minutes of you saying that, you sent us a picture of like, thank you for playing the demo.
I was heartbroken. So that was bad. It was in the game, right? It's in the story, and it's like, you can save now, and then you can pick it up when the full game comes out. And I'm like, sure, go ahead. And then I got this beautiful artwork splash screen of like the characters just messing around in the background, and the full like, thank you for playing the demo. God, it's so fucking good. I mentioned last week, I've already bought this. I'm just waiting for Green Man Gaming to send me the key when it comes out. And I'll have to, luckily it has when you load up your save file, it's like, do you want to see what's happened in the adventure so far? And there's a couple sections. Cesar, did Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D do this, where you can like look at a story synopsis of what you've been through recently? I know you're pretty good.
I don't think the story, it doesn't do like previously or anything like that. I mean,
okay.
Dragon Quest 3 is not like I enjoyed the story, but it's not like, it doesn't like have a lot going on where you're doing different story beats for like, all right, wait,
right.
7's a whole different animal.
It's not these vignettes and piecing together all these different parts of the
smaller
these fragments.
Stories. Smaller stories are built into a bigger story, so that one requires some refreshers if you stay away from it for too long, in my opinion. So
even just a couple days, like I would load up the save file and it's like, do you want to read what's going? Go ahead, Cesar. I'm old.
No, I'm just laughing because I always think of Gandalf. It's like I don't recall any of this. That's how sometimes I do when I play a video game. I fire it up, like, I don't recall any of this.
It's not that bad. It's not me firing up Oblivion for 360 in the save files from like 2009. It's like, I don't know, what year is it? I don't know what I was doing here. But it'll tell you there's a main story tab, and then there's like side quests, so you can click on those and kind of see like what these little offshoot storylines have been. But man, it was so fucking good. I was really getting in a rhythm of the battle system. I had like a tank, I had a healer, I had a mage. It was just, I was enjoying all the turn-based combat, and it's such a good experience. Please, it leads into the full game. Please, guys, play this demo on whatever platform of your choice, whatever you end up wanting to. It seems like it's optimized for everything. I was playing it on Steam Deck. Regrettably, I don't know if it's me messing with the like Steam Deck toggles per game settings on the side or not, but every time I would boot the game, it remember I talked about the dog shit performance, like as soon as you boot it up, it reverted back to that every single time. And it's only like 2 or 3 clicks in the main menu to bump everything up except for that rendering, like the main resolution rendering, but just something to note that I had to do every time. But God, it's so good. That first storyline is so good. And you think it's done, and it keeps going places, and then you think that's wrapped up, and there's still some more payoff, and it does so well with the writing. It's insane. There's not many games that I've played like, and I remember this take from the 3DS. That's how you and I were playing this together on 3DS. And I remember how
like
this
20 or 30 hours into it.
Yeah, I remember how this story hit like that, and I was like, "Wow, this is so good. This one's special." But that's it. That's it for me. No progress on Final Fantasy X. I beat the demo for for Dragon Quest VII. I'm only playing turn-based RPGs, guys. This is where I'm at in life.
26, Year of Our Lord, turn-based in it.
Yeah, as God intended, the same Lord. But that's it for me.
I look forward to your Claire Obscura playthrough.
I want to play it, man. I gotta finish Final Fantasy X. It's been on my list for 25 years at this point. I've owned that game for that long. I gotta wrap that thing up.
What's another 25? I'll play
another? I gotta make 25? I gotta make it 25. Oh, Cesar is your coworker.
That's what Brent would say. We all know he would say that. What's another 25?
It's another 25. Is your coworker? Yeah. I just want to see the end of One Piece. It's like I just want to see the end of Final Fantasy X. And people are like, well, it's been around since 2001. That's on you. I just got to get there. I got so many hours in that game. I could have beat it 3 times.
That's his biggest fear, man. He's like, man, if I pass, he said, just get the final volume and burn it. That way it can get to me.
Yeah. Leave a copy on my grave. I'll finish it in peace.
Right, so I think I'm trying to remember what was the last thing I talked about on the Chronos: The New Dawn. I did
a lot of adventures on Chronos.
I did finish it maybe about an hour ago.
Okay.
Beat the final boss, got the finale. There's 2 endings, so I think you get a new game plus right afterwards. So I think the last thing I talked about was that you play as a traveler, and they said they're doing the vocation, which is are trying to find this virus that's kind of mutating these people in Poland that kind of ends the world, and they're working for a group called the Collective. As you go through, you're kind of just brought about and pointed to different aspects as the story goes through, and you have to collect different essences, which is basically personalities of people from that time period, because you can anchor and go in that time period, and what you're trying to do is solve what happened to humanity and then upload these essences to the Collective so they can find a solution to prevent the world from ending, basically.
Okay.
So as you go through, and I think the last time I talked about it, it's the traveler. She ran into somebody called the Warden, which looks kind of like her, but heavily damaged. And he's been kind of like, oh yeah, I'll fix the machine for you to upload the essences, because of the problem that I'm having as a traveler. It's probably about the halfway point. It's like I start having like 3 personalities on there. And so this game, what it does is, like, when you stretch the personalities, it gives you like different buffs. Like, oh, you can get, your fires last longer, you can reload faster and stuff like that. So depending on who you have, it can affect your gameplay. But what you learn is that her having all these essences on there is kind of like making her schizophrenic. It's like these personalities are starting to like speak and alter her, and she's like, she doesn't have a way to get rid of them. So it's like every time she goes there, the ward's like, yeah, I got to fix the machine. I mean, we can't upload them to the Collective yet. It's like, but I fixed you where you're okay for now, but we got to get you there. So I mean, as you go through there, you end up going to like I said, this is like during Soviet Russia. This is when Poland was part of Soviet Russia in the 80s. So, you see this background information of, as you go through it, that these people are kind of like what we went through a pandemic, where they're told to stay at home. There's a sickness going around that's causing them to go blind. And then at some point they tend to mutate and then converge apart themselves and make like these kind of like the Thing, and make these like giant organisms. And then you get this whole bit where you're like slowly piecing it together, like where the outbreaks start. Like, okay, you're in the housing project and you're chasing after like Edward, one person, and then this leads to Angela, which leads to the Steelworks, which is kind of like a factory where, like, this is where you get more information on how like all these bodies mended together because they kept everybody in there, and they had them quarantined in there. And then you find out like they sent a doctor from the hospital, and then like, all right, they got to go to the hospital and figure out. And then you get figure out what happened. Then you end up learning that a doctor kind of like discovered the whole thing, like, and then was trying to find a cure to help people. And then you end up running into a character called Veronica, who you run into her several times in this game, who's running around that's trying to help the doctor, that's trying to help humanity at this time period. When you anchor in there, because you're jumping back and forth between the present and 1984, and you meet these people that are still alive in the past. Like the current day, everybody's mutated. They're all dead. There's nobody left. It's just these travelers that look like characters from BioShock, like the Big Daddies. And so as you go through, I think the best Easter egg was there's a Silent Hill 2 Easter egg in there, because I think when I was in the hospital, I looked on the table,
Really?
and you see a red square for the save, and she's like, "What is that?" I was like, "Oh god, that's pretty good."
You did the
so they did
the Leonardo pointing thing.
No, you just see not even the pointing thing.
You said that. Like, you recognized it. Yeah. You're like, hey.
You're like, oh, I did. Yeah, my bad. My bad. Yeah.
You're like, I know what that is.
So as you go through, you discover that the warden's kind of like pulling you along, and I'm not gonna try to go too deep in the story, but there's a unique twist in there. Like I love time-based stuff. So he's kind of like, you find out that he's not all he's cracked up to be, and he's manipulating stuff in the back end, and like it's a nice, man. This is in my top 10 games, man. It's pretty good, man. I love story-based stuff. Damn. There's a nice little twist in there. Like he's kind of like he's stuck in a time loop. So it's like he's trying to have a certain outcome that's not the best thing for humanity, that's the best thing for him. And it's like, you could tell he's been doing this so many times. And like the ending I got is like, he fucked up again, and he's got to restart the whole process. And it's like, it's a non-stop time loop. Like, it's like everything happens all over again. And I won't say what or who or who's involved, because he gets kind of close to an actual human there, which I think he kind of falls for her. But she's kind of looks at him like they have a close friendship. And she's like, drops subtle hits like, we've met and talked before. Like, this is not our first meeting. Like, there's certain things in there that they kind of like, she hints at, and it's like he's doing this all like, do it for her joke, like they always do for anime, do it for her. But it's like, that's all he's doing, is like he's trying to do it for this one person, and he doesn't care if it costs humanity. He's like, he doesn't give a shit. So like, you're as a traveler, you're like, he's like, priorities. He's wrong. He's gonna fucking end humanity, and he's like pulling her along because she's trying to save humanity, and he's like trying to like fix her, where she's like trying to abandon her humanity and just kind of just bring her so he can spend the rest of his time with her. It's a good ass game, man. And that's like the ending I got, says he just fucking started the whole process again, because they sat there and they told me like, no, we'll fix it this time. And it's like it started over from scratch, and you go all the way back to the very beginning of the game.
What would we do in that case? Like, it's easy to say do the right thing and save everybody, but what would we do in that scenario?
Well, that's one inning, so there's a second inning where that may not happen. So let's just put it that way. So like, there's multiple endings. You can get different endings depending on different essences you get, because there's a one where I kind of like gathered a family. Like, you find out like there's a lot of stuff going in the back end where like somebody's, it's like, I'm trying not to go too far into it, but it's like the collective is an organization that they don't even go into who it is. Create these travelers. They send them in there to find out what happened to humanity to save it. They sent back this one guy who goes by the warden, but is called the Pathfinder. He's the one who anchors different time periods, because he's trying to find the most important time periods that set off humanity's demise. He ends up falling for somebody because one of his subjects is the girl he's supposed to kill and collect the essence from, and he didn't want to do it. Ooh. So then he flips the whole script on his head. He's like, you know what? I'm not going to kill her. I'm just going to stop this whole bullshit process. Because the whole point is the collective will send another traveler each time a traveler dies. So he's one of the original travelers. He doesn't die. So he's like, I'm going to play the game. So he ends up, there's an essence he wants to use. So he ends up taking all these travelers' dead bodies and he starts manipulating them and putting essences on there because he's trying to get this one essence that he's trying to get to stay with him. And so he freaks out because he finally puts her in there. He doesn't get a response, but the collective wakes her up. And so that's how she gets in this whole vocation thing, which he's like, he's like, I put the vocation in there to fix the broken memories. He doesn't understand the obsession. So the collective kind of went in there and turned her back on to do that. So you have all these different story elements going through there where he's like, kind of like, all right, he's trying to manipulate stuff in the back end. But because his end goal is he wants to be with this person, but this person will never stop trying to save humanity. And every time she tries to save humanity, she always dies. It's an endless cycle. So he's trying to manipulate her to abandon her humanity so he can spend the rest of his life with her. That's basically what's going on. It's a great ass fucking game.
I did not know there was that much lore deep into Chronos like that.
It is so well done, and I'm just giving you like maybe half of it. There's so much going on in there. It's like it seems so small scale in the game, but it's done so well. And I think the only caveat I have on there is this game is super difficult. It is super difficult. I mean, there was a couple times it took me
difficulty sliders at all.
It took me like I think that's what that new diver update's coming up there, where you can just experience the story. Because I didn't think anything of it, but as you go through there, it is very you have like these little what we always call like gears, where you have all these little sets for battles. Like they always set you up on here, and it's like it's coming, and it's like you have to. They give you cores, and that's what you use to level up your suit and your weapons, right? And so it's fair when you find the cores and level it up. It's fair. Like when you max out the gun, it's a night and day, right?
Yeah.
The problem is like if you don't upgrade it the right way or you experiment in certain ways, it makes it very difficult to play some of these parts and some of these bosses. And the ammo was so low. I think there was a battle one there I went through 3 times because I ran out of ammo and there was no more ammo I could make. I didn't have any more things to make.
Damn.
I couldn't find any more anywhere, and it's literally me running around in circles for about 20 minutes, punching the guy in the face, trying to get his HP down enough so he can die. And then he would hit me once, and I would have to start from scratch all over again, the whole battle sequence.
The Resident Evil of Chronos.
So it's like, yeah. So it's like there's certain things in that game where like you have to use some of the time dilation in there, rebuild like drums of oil and explode it and get them together. And like there's certain things you have to look at. Like, all right, I can't just waste my whole clip into this guy. I'm gonna have to like coordinate, get him in there, explode. I mean, it's a lot smarter in my opinion, where it's not like Dead Space where you can kind of like, all right, you get through there. You have to like, there's certain battles and bosses you have to be very calculative on there. Otherwise, you're gonna be like, it's like a puzzle. Like, fuck, I didn't do it the right way. I got to go back in here and figure out what I need to do, or what weapons I need to take, or which weapons to level up. So there's certain aspects I think after you cross that threshold of like that event horizon point where you get through up there, after you level it up, it's fair. It's just getting up there can be very difficult. And there was a couple times where I was like, I don't know if I'm going to beat this game. I don't know.
Damn.
I mean, now I had to walk away for like 3 or 4 hours, and I was like, all right, let me try it again.
Yeah.
And I went through there, and I'll beat that segment I was stuck on. I was like, all right, let's go. And so I in that essence, I enjoyed it a lot more. I know some people don't like that difficulty spike on certain games, but I felt it was fair on this one, fair more so than like Elden Ring or Dark Souls.
Okay.
But it's doable, and it's like you do get enjoyment if you increase the stats the right way, in my opinion. So, but now, like I said, I got the ending now. It popped up. It's all right. You can do New Game Plus. All your shit carries over. So if you didn't get all the the cores and didn't do all the upgrades, all your items carry over. So now you can find the stuff that's missing and max out everything.
Cool.
And then there's a hard mode, which I was like, holy shit, there's a fucking hard mode. That's crazy. But and then there's a hard mode.
It already sounds crazy.
But good ass game. Definitely it's not in my top 5. It's close. It's definitely in my top 10 though. I love time-based stories, man. I love it. That's just my caveat. I just like if it's done well and smart. that shit interests me, and how it all loops in together. Like, holy shit, this caused this caused that, and it's like this whole bit at the end is like he just fucking like the ending I got just. See, that motherfucker told me in the face, is like, I swear to God, I won't make the same mistakes, and he fucking did it again. Like right after the credits, it's like he did the exact same thing, started the same process again, and I was like, is it? And it's like you could tell he's lived for so long. It's like he never learns. He has so tunnel vision of trying to save this person.
Groundhog
He's like,
Day.
he never fucking learns. Yeah, he never fucking learns. Like he's like he just keeps making the same mistakes because he's like, I gotta save her. I gotta do what I can. He's just like, and he just starts the whole process over again. It's like he never saves humanity. He's never fulfilled. He always hurts the one he cares for the most. It's like that's the ending I got, and it's like it's very similar like Silent Hill. It's like you got ending B, and you got rank D of it. It's like that whole ranking and like which ending you got. It's like very Silent Hill-esque. So great ass game, man. I'm looking forward to the second one. They don't really address who the collective is, whether or not they figure out how this whole process started, because they just said they found some kind of biomass or something like that caused this infection. Okay. And it's like a course of the Soviets, because they were trying to save people, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, maybe we could weaponize this, and that, and it made it worse, because they're like, all right, we can weaponize this and something, use this against the West, and then they ended up making it way, way worse. So it's like, there's a whole lot of stuff in the back end, because they did say they were going to make a sequel to this game that they can kind of address too. But
it's sold well enough for them to be able to do that. Like it's it was a success and all.
I think they mentioned like the 4 games they're making. The Nintendo exclusive. We talked about this last time. The Nintendo exclusive one, the one that's getting announced in February, and I think the other one was a Silent Hill remake for the first one, and the other game was a Chronos 2, sequel to Chronos. So, but yeah, that Chronos New Dawn, man, good ass game, first game of the year, got in the books finally.
Awesome.
Finish it off. I wasn't sure I was gonna finish it, man. It was 25 hours, and there was some uber difficult parts. But if you're looking for something that is very Dead Space, and I feel like I like the story in Dead Space, but I feel like this one was a little bit it was way, way well done, man. I'm very impressed. Bluebird's definitely gotten better in these last 4 or 5 years. So
they're really hitting their stride, right?
They're doing well, man. They started with like Layers of Fear, which was just kind of like a jump scare game, and then they went into the Medium, which was Wii U game, which I think was very Silent Hill-esque, because they love Silent Hill.
Yeah.
But I think the story just kind of faltered at some parts. It was really good, and then you could tell it's like when you play that game, it's kind of like watching somebody doing like an indie film, where it's like, hey, this is pretty good, but I can tell this is not like a studio, like this is like an early thing on there. But I think now that like you could tell, like watching Chronos, man, I'm playing Chronos and just seeing that on there, and then Silent Hill 2, they hit their stride, man. They know what they're doing now. I think they're cooking now. So
yeah, because when Silent Hill 2 remake was announced and it was Bloober Team, people were kind of like, I don't know, like can they do it? But since then, they've been hammering since then.
Yeah, I mean, because the Medium was like their version of Silent Hill. That's what got them that gig. So, but they've been hidden, man. They have been hidden. So, but I'll turn it over to Brant, man. That's a good ass game. So, man, if anybody get a chance to play it, especially if you don't want to deal with the difficulty, the new Diver update should be the next couple of weeks. I think they said sometime in February. So
coming out soonish. I need to check with so friend of the show Charles listened to you talking about this and picked up Chronos. I need to see where he got on it. I know he was enjoying his time with it too.
Man. Yeah, good ass game, man. Like even the ability to manipulate time, and you can rewind some things in there and manipulate the environments. And I think I got it's very, very Dead Space and influence. I even got you get another part of the gun later where you can kind of like spread electricity to broken generators and stuff like that. It's just very, very Dead Space. It's like they took some of the good stuff from Dead Space and like cut out some of the stuff that was like, so.
Good deal.
But that's it for me.
New Dawn. Ray McKee.
I haven't really gotten much. I did play a little bit more of my Metro Prime 2 Echoes.
Yeah. You sent me some screenshots based off of last week's discussion.
I did, because you were talking about it, and I started it, and I came in here, and I was like, man, fuck it, and I.
You know that's my bullshit. You fed the beast.
I took some pictures on the phone, and all in all, I'm like, I can't really tell between the Wii HD version coming out of the Wii HDMI and HDMI through a adapter on the GameCube here.
Right.
Like, they look comparable. They look about the same. Only difference is how they feel, like, control wise. But
God, the screenshots look good. That art design is so beautiful. Still holds up.
It still does. And I told you, it was like, it's hard to believe that game's freaking about to be 22 years old.
Yeah, that one
because it came out in 2004.
Yeah, that came out with Metal Gear Solid 3 and Half-Life 2 and all that stuff that year.
Yeah.
Halo Dose.
I don't know. It's hard to believe it still looks freaking amazing. But yeah, I had finished the second temple last week, and I got back into the light portion of the world. Went and transferred the light energy to that temple, and then went back to the main portion to be able to go to the next temple area I need to go to, the final. Which I was told by the local the guy that's sitting there in the temple that kind of sent me on this errand to begin with, that there's a bunch of like machines, like mechanized stuff in this area where they had built a bunch of these to help them fight the Ing, these creatures, and then eventually they were able to like corrupt them, and so now you have to be careful because they're gonna attack you. And there's these weird, like, it's almost like a tripod-y spider looking thing. And then it's got a big like head on top of it, and if you don't take care of the head first and just take care of the legs, the head starts flying around like a drone all over the place, and can become a little annoying. So I went through this area and did some of the puzzles, and I got to one of the first little one of the enemies that has one of my power-ups again, and it was the Spider Guardian. Fuck that thing. It sucks so bad. It's this weird little spiky ball, and instead of a standard battle, it just follows predetermined paths, and you have to, as the morph ball, move along. It's got like almost like a field range around it, and it glows either like red, yellow, or green, and you've got to drop the little power bombs and like roll into its path, drop a bomb, and leave real quick to make sure you hit it as it passes by. And eventually, when it turns green, there's a bomb slot that comes open, and you have to like platform your way as the morph ball over to it in order to activate it, and do it in enough time to activate it. And that then opens up a path to where this Spider Guardian thing will snake its way over to like this big like electrified pillar, and hit, knock it out of the way, but also hurt itself, and then continue on to the next portion. And it's like a 3-stage fight. And I think I had to do this at least 2 times. Because it was just it was just annoying the way he would like speed around in that field. Even if you're like above it, on the area above it, sometimes it can hit you. Or it was definitely one of the more annoying little things, because it wasn't, just a straight on fight, with it being more.
Yeah. Did it feel cheap? Or you just had to learn
puzzle. Yeah,
you just had to learn the patterns.
The last part was kind of cheap because you have to make sure you like damage it, get it down to where it's blinking green, and then it activates one bomb slot, and then you have to go up this is in the last area. There's like 3 bomb slots you have to activate in order to do it, but you do them like one by one. Last time you have to activate like all 3 of them, and you can be all the way at the top and almost ready to activate that last one, and all of a sudden it like, changes back to red, right. And then you'd have to jump, fall back down and try and damage it enough to start the process all over again. So but
you fought the good fight.
So I was able to kill it and get the spider ball ability, and now I can traverse a little bit more. And I think after that I went and just found the quickest little save point. That way I wouldn't have to deal with anything else. And
you learned your lesson.
Haven't had time to get back to it.
On the save points a couple weeks ago, you were talking about
yes.
losing progress and be like, fuck this game.
Of the time.
Yep. For sure.
But that is the main thing, is like, I just have to remember, make sure you get to that save point. Make sure you save regularly.
God, I'm always paranoid about that, especially old school games.
I know. Oh yeah, but we're so spoiled with games auto-saving.
Or just sleep mode, putting it in sleep so you could come back to it immediately later. That's take that for granted.
That was several years ago where I like just booted up. I think it was like Simpsons Hit and Run, and I was playing around with it for a while, and then I turned it off and turned it back on, and a majority, like 30-40 minutes of the progress had been gone because I forgot to save right before I turned off, and I was like, shit. Like, yeah, it's not like new games. It's not like new games.
Nope. It's not the same.
But yeah, that's it for me. I actually did I think it was just the price of being at $39. I actually did pick up the Final Fantasy Intergrade for Switch 2.
Oh.
Even though it's a game key card, because I really wanted to see. I heard really good things about it, so I was like, at some point I might replay it, and that would be a good way. So, and like we talked about before, I'm not a fan of the key card, but this game is never gonna be on a full cartridge.
Nope. There's no complete version of that, right? Pretty much every SKU of that is a key card or a digital download if you're getting the Steam version.
Or
you can play the PS4 one offline, maybe. PS5, you could play offline potentially, disc only.
Yeah. But that's it for me.
That's it for you as well. All right. Anything else we want to add? This 381st edition of our beloved show, NOFODcast. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us this week, and we will catch you next week. Bye.
See you.